to my children. Dear Aaron and Hannah, Auntie Marilyn texted me on Wednesday asking me to call Grandma. You know that Grandma is turning 90 and has dementia. You know that she is easily and often confused. Stephen, honey, she said to me in tears, they are killing babies. Evil pierced the fog and numbness of her failing brain. Evil has also pierced your hopeful and tender young hearts and those of your friends. Like all parents and all their children, it has always been painful for Mommy and me to see your innocence and your hearts shattered by lost love, by failure, by life, by death. I am so sorry for you. I am so sorry for your friends, for everyone who now knows what they did not know before October 7th. I and many others already knew that this is merely the newest chapter in a very old story. We knew the Babylonians threw Jewish babies off the cliffs of ancient Israel 2,500 years ago. We knew that ancient Romans flayed the skin off of Rabbi Akiva with an iron rake because he refused to stop teaching Torah. We knew they wrapped Rabbi Hanina ben Teradion in a Torah scroll and set it ablaze on a bed of grass. We knew they placed wet wool on his chest to slow the burn and prolong his suffering. We knew his disciples begged him to open his mouth and inhale the smoke so that he would die more quickly. We knew that he refused. We knew 500 years ago the Spaniards burned Jews at the stake if they did not convert to Christianity. We knew the New York Times reported a pogrom in Kishinev this way on April 28, 1903. The mob was led by priests, and the general cry, "Kill the Jew," was taken up all over the city. The Jews were taken wholly unaware and were slaughtered like sheep. The scenes of horror attending this massacre are beyond description. Babes were literally torn to pieces by the frenzied and bloodthirsty mob. At sunset, the streets were piled with corpses and wounded. We knew. We knew the Russian ambassador to the United States, Count Arthur Cassini, flipped the script and framed the victims as the victimizer in an interview on May 18, 1903. The situation in Russia, he said, so far as the Jews are concerned, is just this. It is the peasant against the moneylender, and not the Russians against the Jews. There is no feeling against the Jew in Russia because of religion. It is as I have said. The Jew ruins the peasant. And of course, you and we already knew about the world remaining mostly silent as Nazis murdered 6 million Jews, beaten, raped, executed, and gassed 1.5 million of them children. Children gassed, incinerated, turned into smoke. Smoke. And it is wrong to say that 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust. In truth, one Jew died 6 million times. Each was a unique miracle born out of love. Each had a family and gifts for the world, dreams. All of it ending in fear and pain. So much fear and pain. I know you feel abandoned by so many of your friends. We all feel abandoned right now. Where are you? We wonder. Where are you? We marched with you. We supported you. We reached out to you. We allied with you in your fight for dignity and for justice. Where are you? It pains me to tell you this, but most people are better at virtue signaling than they are at acting with virtue. Many who claim to be woke are asleep when it comes to us, to you. They do not care that if we stood here with 1 second of silence for every Jew murdered by Hamas, we would be sitting in silence for more than 25 minutes. $1,300 didn't die. One person died 1,300 times. Where are you? You do not care that the number of dead Jews by percentage is equal to 44,000 dead Americans on 9/11? You do not care that before those 44,000 Americans were murdered, they would have been dragged through the streets of Manhattan, hands tied, gang raped, bleeding, tortured, stripped bare, paraded, and beheaded? I am so sorry for the heartbreaking truth you and your friends now see so clearly. Every generation of Jews has its wake-up call. October 7th, 2023 is yours. You know that when I'm trying to help someone through a trauma, I often say to that person, we cannot have a better past. So now what? Now, be clear. Be morally clear. Know who your friends are and who they are not. Now, be morally clear. The dynamic between the Arab nations, Palestinians, and Israel is complex. Feel for the innocent Palestinians who have been the political football of the Middle East for a century. They deserve better from their Arab brethren, and they deserve better from Israel and the West. But do not allow the script to be flipped. Do not allow the conflation of the legitimate rights of anyone, anywhere, with what happened on October 7th. Now, be morally clear. Hamas's mission is not about bettering anyone or anything, but its mission is very clear. And we must see it clearly. The Hamas Covenant, Article 7. The day of judgment will not come about until Muslims fight Jews and kill them. Then the Jews will hide behind rocks and trees, and the rocks and trees will cry out, "O Muslim, there is a Jew hiding behind me. Come and kill him." Be morally clear. On Erev Rosh Hashanah, 1 month ago today, standing in this very spot, I said to you, we often think of life as a series of good and bad choices followed by good and bad outcomes. But for the Jewish people, life sometimes offers us not good or bad choices, but bad and worse choices. I reminded you that Golda Meir put it this way: if we have to choose between being dead and pitied and being alive with a bad image, we'd rather be alive and have the bad image. Sure, her point and mine lack nuance. Israel's choices are not always so binary. But today, they are. Aaron and Hannah, this is the truth I am sorriest you now have to know. There is a difference between murder and killing. Hamas murders Jews, and murder forces Israelis to kill, even when innocent people die in the process. It is the most tragic of truths to face. But Hamas has given us no other choice. Why did Hamas do this now? Not only because their mission is to murder Jews, but also because Israel was on the verge of making peace with an enemy. Perhaps a cold peace, but peace nevertheless. 85% of Muslims in the world are Sunni. Peace with Saudi Arabia means peace with 85% of the Muslim world. It means an end to the religious component of Middle East conflict with Israel. It means a rejection of the rejectionist ideology of Hamas, Hezbollah, Islamic Jihad, Qatar, and Iran. It means the rejection of a rejectionist ideology that does not want peace, only dead Jews, only blood. Aaron and Hannah, your papa was tough. I saw him cry only 2 times in my entire life. Once was when, at 16 years old, we said goodbye as I boarded the plane for my first trip to Israel. Miss him so much. But I am so glad he is not alive to see what you have now seen. I know your hearts are broken and you are angry and confused and feel so alone, so misunderstood. I am sorry for your broken hearts, for our broken hearts. But there are some things that can only enter our hearts when they are broken. Things like how much we need each other, how much we need our truest friends, our real allies, how much we need the stranger sitting next to us in shul, who is no longer a stranger at all, who is our brother, our sister, our comfort and our hope. The good people in our lives who are not Jews, that have reached out, who do care, who are morally clear. They too give us comfort and hope. America and our president give us hope. So Aaron and Hannah, amid the confusion and the fog, be most clear about this. Hope. To be a Jew is never to lose hope for a beautiful end to the oldest of stories. What did the poet mean when he wrote this verse in the 23rd Psalm? Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. I think he meant to give us hope in the battle against fatalism, to show us that we can make peace with our enemies and with each other. Who could have imagined a Jewish nation rising from the ashes 3 years after Hitler's death? Who could have imagined a lasting peace with Egypt, with Jordan, with the UAE, Sudan, Bahrain, and Morocco? Who could have imagined potential peace with Saudi Arabia and 85% of the Muslim world? Who could have imagined a place like this? And us. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, says another verse in that powerful and poignant psalm, reminding us that we will somehow walk through this valley of shadows together. We will not remain in it forever. For what is a shadow, really? but proof of light. A shadow, no matter how dark or how long, cannot exist unless a powerful light still shines. That light is obstructed, but it shines. Hate is love obstructed, murdered even, but it is not love extinguished. Hate is not the end of hope, but the beginning of a battle summoning us to a deeper faith, to clarity and courage. It is a solemn oath to a more beautiful tomorrow. Aaron and Hannah, you were born out of the deepest, most magical love. You, Mommy and I, all of us here now, our people, our Torah, Israel reborn, and God, all the stuff of dreams for better, for love, for peace. No matter what must be done, never allow such dreams to be murdered. Never allow hope to die. No matter how deep the valley and long the shadows, you, we will emerge into the warmth and into the light again. Until then, be strong, be brave, be clear. I love you.